the Hookup on Music with your host, Tony Bird.
Hello, everybody, on this very special Monday, episode 103 of Hookup on Music. We are here today to talk about everything that has crossed the spectrum in terms of quality music, or what we deem here at the Hookup on Music as quality. Anytime you have anything that you would like to share, please do not be afraid to share anything, because we would love to have you on or share or have me talk about any artist in which you are listening to. Some of the artists in which we are talking about, they are suggestions brought to me from friends, from colleagues, from cohorts, from rock and rollers, just like everybody out there. Please, thank you so much for tuning in. I am Tony B, your host. So let's get us started here tonight. Let's get started with the fact of, again, anytime we are here, we just don't know what is coming across the fold, or the telephone line, or the email, what have you. Sadly, there is a lot of sad news that we may be covering tonight. So just to let you know, starting with the great John Sykes of White Snake, Thin Lizzy, and Tigers of Pantang fame. Also fronted a little group called Blue Murder. If you have not heard that, and several solo albums, just a wide character of great guitar playing. The Tigers of Pantang is really, really, really good stuff. If you have not been able to ever sit down and listen to any of those, like Spellbound, which we've talked about here on the show, please definitely do that. You are not going to be, what's the word I'm looking for, in a loss for amazingness if you do that. He was also part of Thin Lizzy on the Thunder and Lightning album, which was Thin Lizzy's greatest period, but the guitar playing is really, 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 really good. John Sykes replaced Snowy White. Definitely gave the band a little bit more of a heavier sound, which is what they were looking for. But whenever we lose somebody of a John Sykes caliber, it's just a shame in so many different regards. Because first of all, he was a very, 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 very young man at the age of 65. So he had a lot of music left in him. And but like the music he did release, with Whitesnake, the 1987 self-titled album, loaded with great stuff. Still of the Night, Is This Love? What a track. He was in that band doing guitar work with with just amazing regard, and honestly, a lot of good guitar riffs that are out there in the aura of John Sykes. Check out some of them. Check out his Blue Murder stuff. The debut from '89 is very, very excellently serviceable album. Bob Rock of Metallica and Motley Crue fame producing. But a lot of positivity from John and from the music community. So it was very sad when he was lost. His solo album, Nuclear Cowboy from the year 2000, is definitely something I think would be worth your time to check out if you do so, please. Going on from here, okay, let us get into our first segment of the night, new music. Rushmere. We are here with Rushmere, which you might be saying, what is Rushmere? Rushmere is the brand new track released from Mumford and Sons, who formed in London in 2007. they're getting ready to release their this is going to be their 5th album already. For some unknown reason, I said already when in my mind I was thinking that they had more albums than this. But that being said, they are never, 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 never too shy on writing a song that could be catchy in your head.
Light me up, I'm wasted in the dark. Rush me.
That banjo is going, and honestly, I'm excited to see what this is going to bring, because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, return of the old sound." The last album had a lot of good songs on it that were like the old sound. I hate the return. I hate when the return to old sound people. What I like is a good tune from a good artist, and this is a good one. And honestly, even as not a fan of the band, you may hear things that you're like, "Wow, I like that. I like that a lot." And it seems like with this new album that's going to be released March 28th, we're going to see what else they have. I mean, when doing some research, they already got the full track list, 10 songs, 34 minutes. We're definitely going to come back and talk more about this when it was released. Just like the Lumineers, they got a new album already. I love always saying already, like, well, we don't know how long it's been, but already is like, sounds like it hasn't been that long. And honestly, it's been 3 years. So in today's time, that's actually kind of short. Automatic, though, is the brand new album that is going to be released from them. And again, their 5th studio album. Both of these bands came out around the same time, and they are both hearkening back to a classic time period of music, which uses maybe instrumentation that maybe sometimes aren't used at the forefront. Which, honestly, who doesn't love good instruments at the forefront, even if they are a little bit older? And to be fair, we love that kind of stuff. You know, we love older instruments. We love all instruments, but you know what? Why not just go ahead and show us your classicism? And the Lumineers do this very well. Automatic is going to be the new album release from them. Single is already been dropped, which you're saying to yourself, what is the name of that single? Same Old Song is the name of the single, and that is going to be the first track on this new album. Shorter track, under 3 minutes, but check that out when it's released and let us know what you think. Crazy news, if it depends on how you look at it. But the band Exodus has parted ways with Steven Souza, okay, who has been their lead singer. And you may say, well, how long has he been their lead singer? Well, to be fair, he was their lead singer for some time. He was their lead singer from 86 to 93, okay? And then he was their lead singer from 2002 to 2004, and then from 2014 to 2025. And you may be saying, who is going to be taking his place?
Bang your fucking head!
Rob Dukes. Wow, he was really giving out some quite the demands there on the stage on that track before they started rocking out. But you may be not familiar with Rob Duke's work. You're saying to yourself, is he a new singer? Is he somebody who, no, he was in the band from 2005 to 2014. Okay, he was on Shovel-Headed Kill Machine in 2005. A really excellent album if you're looking for heaviness. Exhibit B, The Human Condition, Double Live Dynamo, a lot of good stuff he has been a part of, but now he is back in the band, and by that right there, he seems like he's going to be ready to go, because he said when he left the band, I was doing some research, that the band was not to the performance or to the place that he felt that they should be. So very interestingly, to see that he is back with the band, and that must mean that they are going to be putting out some really great new stuff. Tom Hunting, the drummer since 79, and Gary Holt, the guitar player since 81, and Jack Gibson, the bassist since 97. And Lee Altus, the 2005, the other guitar player, been holding it down and since Rob Dukes is now back. Curious to see what this new music is going to sound like. So very excited for that. But again, here we are, and we are about to bring you some more kind of sad news. Wow, Chest Fever. What a great song. And you may be saying to yourself, why are we talking about Chest Fever tonight? Well, for multiple reasons. But first is going to be because it's our song of the week. The second reason is sadly, Garth Hudson has passed away. And you may be saying, man, that one hurts. It sure does. Garth Hudson was amazing. Garth Hudson passed away in Woodstock, New York at the age of 87 on January 21st, just a day after John Sykes' passing. So we've had Sam Moore, we've had John Sykes. Now we have the amazing Garth Hudson, who is sadly no longer with us. And it's just a shame when we keep losing these icons. In the case of Garth Hudson here, he sadly was the last original member of the band to be to pass away, which you say, this just isn't fair. It's not fair when we lose everybody in this band. He was a jack of all trades, okay? He was a master at the Lowry organ, but he could also play the piano, the accordion, the keyboards, the saxophone, alto, tenor, soprano, baritone, and bass. He was also a great session musician, also playing with dozens of artists, including Elton John. But digging into this band track, Chest Fever, you could hear right there at the beginning, you could hear his organ work, and boy, what organ work it was. And as the song gets going, it's not all just that organ, but when Mr. Garth Hudson was doing that track live, he would always kind of jam on it and showcase a lot of other different tracks while playing that one, which is very, very interesting. It's a very, very kind of a unique track. But there is just so many awesome things about this song. The introduction, if you were curious, is based on Bach's Toccata and Fugue in D minor. But as I was saying, in live performances, he would do so many different genres, mixing it in, and just really leaving a part that it sticks with the listener. Really, the organ is huge, covered by lots of different artists, okay, including Three Dog Night, Widespread Panic. John Mayer has also done a cover of that, which is very, very interesting. Very, very interesting also is in 2015 when Bill Murray was on David Letterman's final show. He jumped out of a cake while Paul Schaefer performed this track. But the song as a general jams, okay? Richard Manuel is on lead vocals and piano, who does just a great, great job. Rick Danko is the bass player, who also does just an amazing job. Levon Helm on drums. The amazing Robbie Robertson, of course, who wrote the track, is on it. There's a lot of things mixed into the song. There's some roots rock. There's some psychedelia. There's a whole bunch going on with it. Check out Chest Fever if you have not heard it. And please let us know what you think of it down here at the Hookup on Music, because, it's always interesting to hear different thoughts on different kind of tracks, But when you lose somebody up to this great standard, you kind of start to dig into their catalogs. Same thing going on with John Sykes. I said this with Sam Moore. Technically, anyone who has passed away, I remember going back a few years when Tom Petty passed away. It was like, let's dive in and hear everything that we have not been able to hear to a full extent. But what you are hearing here tonight is just the love of Garth Hudson and the love of which he brought to the band. But tonight, folks, we are here for lots and 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 lots of different reasons. But one of the main reasons we are here is because we've got ourselves an Artist of the Week. Which tonight, who is our Artist of the Week? Tonight, our Artist of the Week happens to be the Beastie Boys. Now, when we do Artists of the Week, we don't necessarily break down all of the artist's work. We may just take some of the work and take some of that and kind of go through it, maybe some of the lesser known stuff. Frankly, because of what was happening with the sad passings that we had, I was trying to talk to some people and think of what's something that could bring the positivity to this show tonight after talking about such sadness that we are still trying and mourning over. But let's talk about some Beastie Boys, and it's like, what are we going to talk about? Let's talk about 2004's The Five Boroughs, because recently, online, I've heard some negative comments about this album, and truth be told, the album's pretty good. Okay, now if you're putting it against maybe Paul's Boutique or Ill Communication or anything that you think that is really good, let's first take a couple minutes and take a look at this. Number one, the album sold very well. Number two, the album is a deep album. It's an album that is very looking into things in a little different light. It is dealing with the aftermath of the September 11 attacks. And because these artists are from New York, they looked at it from their perspective, from their view. Okay. The album comes in at 44 minutes and 37 seconds, which definitely is a, I think when looking back at the album previous, Hello Nasty, that clocked in at almost 22 more minutes. So 67 minutes, this one's 45. So again, it's a little bit more svelte, and it's got some tracks. Okay, it's got some tracks. Again, it's an exciting album. It's funny, it's fast, but it's also makes you think in a way that you may not have thought before. Where Hello Nasty was almost like this prog type of effort that I like to look at it as. Some people may disagree. The Five Boroughs was like an introspective album. Rolling Stone gave it 5 stars. The Los Angeles Times gave it 2.5 out of 4. Not that critics matter, okay, because the singles, check it out, Triple Trouble, right now, and An Open Letter to New York City, all are a really good indication of the overall feel of what the album is and stands for. There is 15 tracks, 16 on a Japanese bonus track as Now Get Busy, but out of the 16 tracks, Oh Word is definitely one that sticks with you. 3 The Hard Way, definitely another one that in this catalog of this band, definitely when looking back at their older work, you can tell that they are maturing, and this album they definitely are. On track 1, to check it out, definitely a lot of samples on this one, heavily sampled by Sitting on the Dock of the Bay by Peggy Lee, which was definitely interesting. It also appeared in the OC in 2004, which is a very interesting look. Music video, though, is very cool. MCA directs the music video as his pseudonym, Nathaniel Hornblower. If you are not familiar with Nathaniel Hornblower, please do yourself a favor and check that out. They also performed the song on David Letterman, who I just brought up a little while ago. But again, the Beastie Boys, again on this album, are trying to quote unquote bring it at where they are. I mean, you have to understand when artists, I think, get a little bit start to get into the later half of their career. Nobody knew that this was the later half of their career. You start to be introspective. I mean, the trio, along with the great Dougie Fresh, performed the track on right now on Conan O'Brien, which is really, really awesome. Triple Trouble, which is again another great track. I mean, we're gonna keep saying great tracks off every track on this album, because to me, this album definitely is one that is going to stick with you upstairs. Pause for drink. No, I wish I should have a button that says that. But again, definitely, if you're digging deeper into Triple Trouble, definitely interesting. If you don't remember, is Kanye West and John Legend also appear at the end of the music video, which I don't know if Kanye West was around today, he would have made an appearance on the album. But you say to yourself, where else did this song appear? And it appeared also in Bored to Death, which was a really, really good show on HBO with Jason Schwartzman. But the overall vibes on this album and this track are definitely ones that the listener, if you are a fan of the band Beastie Boys, are not going to be disappointed in. Because after you get through this album, they come out with the mix-up. Okay, it's the 7th studio album, but it's an instrumental album, and the Beastie Boys are excellent musicians, not just lyricists or rappers or whatever you want to, hip-hop artists. They are excellent musicians. They were in a punk band to get started with all of this, and all of them, if you are familiar with the Great Gratitude video, can play their instruments. But this album, it was won the Grammy for Best Pop Instrumental Album. So you're saying you're following yourself up with an instrumental album called The Mix-Up, which, to be frankly honest with you, before doing this show, it had been such a long, long time since I'd listened to it. Ad Rock plays guitars, MCA plays the basses, and Mike D is the drummer for this great, great production that everyone was just really, 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 really happy about. What they described it as is a bunch of guys who love to make music, love the sounds in which they are producing. And you say to yourself, this is the Beastie Boys that I personally will always find myself interested in, always find myself wanting to adhere more at this point. So when they come out with the Hot Sauce Committee Part 2, really nobody knew that this was going to be the final album release here. Nobody. But that's what ends up happening here, is you end up in this music business. You don't know when your sad ending could be. And when Adam MCA Yawks passed away at a very, very, very sad young age of 47, this was the last album in which they produced. And to be fair, it's experimental, it's energetic, it's a lot of different things, but what it is there is a little bit of a shadow over it because of what I just explained in that ring. So going back to the 3 boroughs, it's definitely something that I think you should want to dig into. The 5 boroughs, I know it's the 3 boroughs, I was too busy sadly thinking about all the sadness tonight. Just really, really sad. But talking about it makes it great. And honestly, every time I listen to their music, it's really, really awesome. So again, if it's been a long time, check that album out. It's not going to disappoint you at all. Go back and check out the performance of them doing Sabotage if you want to hear a song you may be familiar with, and seeing them play their amazing instruments, before you hit up the mix up. It's important to keep this stuff alive. And maybe if somebody or younger hasn't listened to any of this, it's always a good thing to share this stuff. So what is our final topic of the evening? Our final topic, well, it has to do with our final segment, concert. Concerts. Concerts are always really good time. We love concerts. We also love, Beastie Boys.
Nope.
Had to play that cool clip that was from one of the tracks off of the Five Boroughs. But again, if you were watching, thank you so much for checking out that little section right there. But let us, what is FOMO? What is the fear of missing out? It's the fear of concerts going on in places that you can't be in. What am I doing? I'm playing clips from Blue Velvet, rest in peace, David Lynch, and also a little hint there for if you're going to be watching at the show. What's that for? But before I get to all that, the fear of missing out will be if you do not watch at the show coming up this Friday. And we're also going to have our third one dropping of the mini episode. But back to what I'm saying is concerts ever go on anywhere, and it could be too far. So take, for instance, music festivals. This is a huge one. Is there ever a music festival that you've wanted to attend and it's too far? Or maybe your friends are going and you can't go because you have to stay home with the kids, and you're going to let your wife go, but you're going to need to go to work. This is something that it happens all the time. I'm sure every single music fan out there has had concerts that they have wanted to attend, and they were not able to attend because of something coming up one way or another. So you say to yourself, now in times, you could tune into what's that that thing called YouTube. Hulu has some of this stuff, but that still doesn't mean that you don't have FOMO and you're missing it. There's a thing called Sonic Temple Festival. I've seen this. Okay, the Sonic Temple Festival is taking place this week. This week, I'm messing this up. Taking place this year. And honestly, the lineup is stacked. Okay, you have everyone from a couple nights of Metallica to Alice in Chains. Just really, 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 really good lineup. And you're saying to yourself, I live all the way in Chicago. How the hell am I going to get all the way out here? Which is just, you're saying to yourself, Ohio, not the furthest place to go. It's not like it's in Arizona, but you got to work Sunday morning, okay? And Metallica's closing out Sunday night with 2 unique sets. You're not leaving early, okay? You're not going to leave early. You can't leave early. So what do? I guess maybe you can't call off on Monday. Maybe you can't. Or possibly there are these venues that are beautiful. The Gorge, Red Rocks. You been there? I haven't. Heard great stories. Maybe coming up I will. Maybe you will too. FOMO, fear of missing out. Don't ever fear is the point here. The golden rule is that you will get to those places that you want to go. And honestly, a lot of cool concert venues for you, for me, for all of us to continue to see. And like I just wanted to tell everyone out there, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Had a really good time honoring some of those that we had lost. John Sykes, Garth, Hudson. Great time talking Exodus. Good time talking just everything with you guys out there. Just please tune in, hit the like and subscribe button. We will be back this week again for our next show, which is always awesome. I'm going to have a guest, fellow Penguin. Brian is going to be joining me for some musical shenanigans that I will tune you into as we get closer to that. Also, make sure, like as I said, to tune into the At the Show episodes. You can catch all of this stuff on our YouTube channel, and then also you can catch it all on the sadisticpenguinstudios.com website. Thank you again out there, everyone. It's always a pleasure to talk music with you. We came at you at a special night tonight, Monday, which again doesn't usually happen. This is a once in a lifetime. I had all of this set up and ready to go, and I just could not share it with you before we had this awesome episode coming up with fellow Penguin Brian. So everyone out there, enjoy the rest of your week. Tune into the At the Show. Tune into tomorrow night. It's getting drafty in here because we're going to be drafting. I'm going to be on the show and we're going to be talking about drafting an ultimate band, which I have a lot of surprises for. So that's going to be on this YouTube channel. So please tune into that. My name is Tony. We will be seeing you again very soon. And as always, keep on rocking out there. And until the next time, take care, everybody. Good night. And good night again. And one more good night because I just found the outro.
Thank you for listening. Please look out for the audio version wherever you jam.